Y'all ready? Who's calling the roll? Good.
Atkinson,
Here.
Bowen,
Here.
Howell,
Here.
Lockwood,
Here.
Munford,
Here.
Price, Chair Davenport.
Here. Unless there's changes or addition or correction to last month's minutes, a motion to accept, please.
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Lockwood, second by Mr. Howell.
Okay. Lockwood,
Yes.
Munford,
Yes.
Atkinson,
Pass.
Bowen,
Yes.
Howell,
Yes.
Chair Davenport.
Yes. Before we begin our hearing tonight, our counselor, Mr. Hoyer Hodges, will tell you what you have to do in order to get your request approved. Mr. Hodges?
Mr. Chairman, at the outset, I would like to request that the joint zoning ordinance of Bowling Green, Warren County be made a part of the record. The comprehensive plan, the staff report, and any exhibits to or attachments to those reports should also be made a part of the record. And then we will need to swear in Amy Scott and Rachel Hurt and recognize their qualifications as zoning administrators for the purpose of their testimony tonight.
Do you all swear to tell the truth? Thank you.
Okay, we just have three things on the agenda tonight, and all three involve a request for a conditional use permit. And there are certain findings that the board must make in order to prevail on that request. The board must find that the use is not detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare in the zone in which it is proposed, that the use will not contribute toward an overburdening of municipal services, that the use is in compliance with the other requirements of the zoning ordinance, the use will not constitute a nuisance, and that it adequately addresses the review criteria in section 3.9.4 of the zoning ordinance. And I want you to pay particular attention to that ordinance because it requires the applicant to adequately address the review criteria as it may apply to the application, one of which is compatibility. So the burden's on you to address to the board's satisfaction that your requested conditional use is compatible in the zone in which it is proposed. The first application tonight also has a request for a waiver, and a waiver is very much like a variance. The requirements are set forth in KRS 100.243, but in addition, there's findings have to be made according to section 3.8.4 of the zoning ordinance. But in short, the board must make findings that in this case, that the requested waiver will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, that it will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, that it will not cause a hazard or a nuisance to the public, that it will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the other requirements of the zoning regulation. And on all three applications, in order to be successful, you need a majority vote of those present tonight. A pass vote has no force or effect. If you're dissatisfied with the result tonight, you have 30 days to file an appeal, and that would go directly to a Warren Circuit Court. And I believe that covers it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Our first request tonight, Lost River Church of Christ, Inc. has filed an application requesting to amend their current CUP for the existing religious institution in order to expand the existing parking area to include 42 additional spaces. As a result of the proposed parking expansion, the applicants are also requesting a waiver of 2.61% from the maximum 50% lot coverage requirement in the OP-R zone. And this property is located at 662 Dishman Lane and is zoned OP-R, Office Professional Residential. Hey.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We had a pre-application meeting back May the 13th for the property that you mentioned, and it is highlighted in red on the screen. Current zoning is OPR. Current land use is public institutional. Here are a couple of property photos. It was a rainy day here. There's the parking area. And then there is the conditional use permit and waiver exhibit for your reference. Those are also in your packets. Again, the applicants are requesting to amend their current CUP for the existing religious institution in order to expand the existing parking area to include 42 additional spaces. As a result of the proposed parking extension, the applicants are also requesting a waiver of 2.61% from the maximum 50% lot coverage requirement in the OPR zone. This property may look familiar to you. A CUP was approved back in 2024 for this property for a parking expansion of 41 spaces. And so it looks like they need a little extra and have to amend their CUP for that. Looking down at the zoning ordinance reference, Article 5, Section 5.1, the use table, a conditional use permit is required to operate a religious institution on property zoned OPR. And within Article 4, Section 445B, it states that the maximum allowable lot coverage in the OPR zone is 50%. Bottom of my first page, the applicants did supply a condition. The proposed parking expansion will be limited to a maximum of 42 spaces, and then the location is generally shown on the attached site plan. Looking over at page 2 are the conditional use permit findings for your reference, and then below that are the waiver findings for your reference. Over on page 3, the applicants did submit a narrative that will address those waiver findings. That's there for your review, and the board should determine if the applicants have provided sufficient information to address the above referenced findings for the waiver request. Looking back at page 1, under the points to consider, there are none pending public hearing and testimony. And just as a reminder, there'll be a motion for the CUP and then a motion for the waiver, and those can be found in the back of your packet. All we have for staff report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of the staff from the board? Questions from the staff? Are the applicants here? Are you representing the church? Good. Does the board have any questions of the gentleman representing the church? Looks like you're just here, right? Good. You don't have to get up here. It's all right. Last time nobody showed up, and we actually went ahead and did that, which was real unusual. So I'm glad you're here this time. Somebody is. All right. Board got any questions of the applicant? Any opposition to this request? Any opposition? Motion, please. Or we need 2 motions now. So.
I make the motion to approve the conditional use permit docket number 2026-C-13 for a religious institution with the conditions as presented in the staff report. The testimony presented in this public hearing has shown that the use is not detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare in the zone in which it is proposed. The use will not contribute toward an overburdening of municipal services. The use will not result in increased traffic congestion, additional parking problems, substantial increase in population density, environmental problems, or constitute a nuisance. That the use otherwise meets the requirements of the zoning ordinance.
Proper motion.
Motion by Ms. Atkinson, second by
Second.
Mr. Mumford.
Atkinson,
Yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Howe,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Munford,
Yes.
Chair Davenport.
Yes. Now motion for the waiver, right?
I make the motion to approve the request for a waiver, docket number 2026-V-12, a waiver of 2.61% from the maximum 50% lot coverage in the OP-R zone so that the lot coverage can be 52.161%. The testimony presented in this public hearing has shown that the granting of these waivers will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not cause a hazard or a nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations. I further find that the waivers will not violate the comprehensive plan, and the extent of the waivers of the regulation is the minimum necessary to afford relief to the applicants and the requested waivers arise from special circumstances which do not generally apply to land in the general vicinity or the same zone.
That's a proper motion.
Okay, motion by Ms. Atkinson, second by
Second.
Mr. Lockwood.
Atkinson,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Munford,
Yes.
Chair Davenport.
Yes, your request has been approved, sir. Thank you for coming down, appreciate it. Our next request tonight, Deanna First has filed an application requesting a CUP to operate a short-term rental on the property located at 623 Shady Lane. The property is zoned AG Agricultural. Amy?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We had a pre-application meeting on June the 11th for the property there on Shady Lane, and then it's highlighted in red on the screen. Current zoning is agriculture. Current land use is single-family residential. We do have a couple of property photos. And then here is the site plan that has been supplied by the applicant. Again, the applicant is requesting a CUP to operate a short-term rental. Looking at the zoning ordinance reference, Article 5, Section 5.1, use table, a conditional use permit is required to operate a short-term rental on property zoned agriculture. Bottom of page 1 are the specific use standards for a short-term rental. Looking over at page 2, the applicants have supplied a list of conditions. Number 1, a maximum of 3 rooms for rent. Number 2, rooms will not be individually rented. Number 3, maximum of 3 guest vehicles in the designated parking area with a turnaround area so there's no backing out onto the street. Number 4, quiet hours will be 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Number 5, there'll be no signage on the property. And number 6, if the property is ever sold or the applicant ceases the use, the CUP will be null and void. This condition shall not prevent the applicant from placing the property in a trust or LLC at a later date. And then below that are the conditional use permit findings for reference. Looking at page 1. Points to consider. There are none pending public hearing and testimony of any of the items this evening. So,
Does the board have any questions of the staff? Any questions? Is the applicant here? Would you mind stepping up? We need to swear you in. We may want to ask you a couple of questions. We've got to put a couple of things on the record since it's a short-term rental. Could we have your full name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Deanna Firstel at 670 Shady Lane,
All right.
Elverton.
Do you swear to tell the truth, ma'am?
I do.
Thank you. Obviously, this is a small business type thing. How do you feel that this is compatible with that neighborhood, which is primarily single-family residential?
Well, we do have other rental property on the lane, and everyone is excited about this.
Is the other rental properties, though, would they be full-time rentals or short-term rentals?
They might be full, I'm not even sure, but I think it
Okay.
could be.
Okay.
But-
I don't remember us approving, I could be wrong,
We haven't, no.
anything else on Shady. How is the house currently being used?
It has been vacant. It is now being renovated.
And you live on Shady Lane?
I own property next to it, and
Okay.
and I have a daughter that owns property next to it.
Okay, so if there's an issue with,
Yes.
somebody's
Yes,
close by?
we are right there.
Very good. Any other questions of the applicant from the board? Thank you, ma'am. Do we have any opposition to this request? Any opposition? Motion, please.
I make the motion to approve the conditional use permit docket number 2026-C-14 for a short-term rental with the conditions as presented in the staff report. The testimony presented in this public hearing has shown that the use is not detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare in the zone in which it is proposed. The use will not contribute toward an overburdening of municipal services. The use will not result in increased traffic congestion, additional parking problems, substantial increase in population density, environmental problems, or constitute a nuisance. That the use otherwise meets the requirements of the zoning ordinance.
It's a
Okay.
proper motion.
Motion by Ms. Atkinson and a second by
Second.
Mr. Mumford.
Okay. Atkinson,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Munford,
Yes.
Chair Davenport.
Yes, your request has been approved, ma'am. Thank you. Good luck to you out there. Appreciate it. Our next request tonight, and rather than try to butcher these names, the names that are on the agenda, owners have filed a CUP to operate a home occupation, more specifically for a farm stand. The property is located at 486 Glen Lily Road and is zoned RM3 Townhouse Multifamily. Oh. Amy, whenever you're ready, huh?
Sure. Our computer decided to shut down.
Thank you all.
It's right there on the recent files.
Computer might be in this last
Did you lose your computer?
one. It shut down for some reason.
Okay.
We'll give it one more minute. to see
Okay. If it
uh,
doesn't, we've got
if
all the
not,
stuff
then we
here.
can wing it.
Just refer to it, yeah.
Yeah, we can wing it if not.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, we had a pre-application meeting for the property there on Glen Lily Road on May the 8th. The current zoning is RM3. The current land use is single-family residential. We do have a couple of property photos for you. And then the applicants did supply a site plan with their application. Again, the applicants are requesting a CUP to operate a home occupation, more specifically for a farm stand. Below that is a zoning ordinance reference, Article 5, Section 5.1, Use Table, conditional use permit is required to operate a home occupation on property zoned RM3. Below that is a zoning ordinance reference for home occupation, and then the following page are the specific use standards for a home occupation. The applicants did supply a list of conditions. Number 1, days and hours of operation will be 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Number 2, the use of the property shall be limited to a farm stand. Goods sold on the property shall be limited to those grown and produced on the property. Number 3, applicant shall obtain approval of a site work permit to pave 2 parking spaces as shown on the site plan. Number 4, maximum square footage of the building associated with the home occupation use shall be 400 square feet. Number 5, if the applicant ceases the use, the CUP will be null and void. Below that are the conditional use permit findings. Looking back on page 1, points to consider, there are none pending public hearing and testimony.
Okay. Any questions of the staff from the board? Applicants are here. Are you the applicants? Okay. Does the board have any questions of the applicants? All right. Any opposition to this request? Any opposition? Motion, please.
I make the motion to approve the conditional use permit docket number 2026-C-15 for a home occupation, more specifically for a farm stand, with the conditions as presented in the staff report. The testimony presented in this public hearing has shown that the use is not detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare in the zone in which they are proposed. The use will not contribute toward an overburdening of municipal services. The use will not result in increased traffic congestion, additional parking problems, substantial increase in population density, environmental problems, or constitute a nuisance, that the use otherwise meets the requirements of the zoning ordinance.
That is a proper
All
motion.
right. Motion by Ms. Atkinson,
Second.
second by Mr. Mumford.
Lockwood?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking up. Second by Mr. Lockwood.
Atkinson,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Powell. Yes. Lockwood,
Yes.
Munford,
Yes.
Chair Davenport.
Yes, your request has been approved. Thank you all very much. Good luck to you over there. Appreciate it. All righty, any old business? Any new business? Am I suing us, Hoy?
No, sir, nobody sued us this week.
Did the, what was the waste transfer?
Everything's still,
They still got time to bill it?
yeah.
No, maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow would be the last day.
It's going to be very close.
Yeah, I think tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I didn't check,
The
but
30 day.
today
I
or
think
tomorrow.
might, yeah. But anyway, it's fine, good. All right. Nope.
Just want to,
Yeah.
just have a few housekeeping things. I did
All
want to
right.
mention the training that I think was sent out, but it sounds like we've all got that covered.
Rachel's going to sign all of us up, yeah.
And then I just want to, next month will be, we'll have election of officers. Per the bylaws, we have to do it within the first quarter of the new fiscal year. So we've typically just done that in July. So just as a reminder, of course, Chair Davenport, Vice Chair is Cortland, and Secretary is Mr. Lockwood. So just as a reminder, pretty sure, yeah. But that's how that played out last year. So
Okay.
just as a reminder, those are the current officers. So we'll do election next meeting. And then we just wanted to point out, there'll be a slight change on your staff reports next month. In the points to consider section, we are going to have, we're going to start doing staff approvals, recommendation of approval or denial on those. We do that for every other board, and so I guess for consistency and continuity and all that stuff, then we're going to put that in there, just staff recommendation, and then it won't say points to consider, but there might be a few things within that section that we might point out for your points to consider in that. So if that looks a little different next month when you get the packets in the mail, that's that.
Okay.
That's all we have, I think.
And that's just for consideration. That doesn't mean we have to do what you say.
Correct. You don't on there, but we do them for
Just
planning
make sure we
commission and
understand that
others, so.
point, yeah.
And you know that recommendation is only based on the information we have before the hearing. A lot of times neighbors help bring out a lot of things that we're unaware of, so that's just kind of
I understand.
jumping
Yeah,
off.
yeah. I'm surprised y'all hadn't done, I knew you always did it for the other boards, so, but that's fine. All right.
Well, and it looked like we were looking at some old staff reports, and I think back several years ago, we used to make recommendations of approval, and I don't know at what point it got into it.
We used to, no, years ago, we never even got a thing. We just had, all we got was an agenda.
Yeah.
And then we'd come up and they would,
Y'all
and
come a long way
Yeah.
compared to where we started.
all we got was the agenda. And then they would hand out the brochure, I mean, the thing showing where it was, you know. It's crazy.
You know,
That's
and
when-
I would like to say that tonight is a good example of why we need a comprehensive staff report like you give us with all the exhibits, because if you had been unable to get the computer back up, the board would have had everything that you would have shown anyway, and could just as easily made the decision without the computer, and we would have had a record, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good.
it's come a long ways, if you, I mean, a long ways, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, any other new business? Thank you for the update. And we'll see everybody on June 25th if you're going to go to the training session. Thank you, we're adjourned.
Or you can call Danny, because he'll be on the beach.